Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming shows and anime. Today I will show you the best things that come out of that Dragon Ball T. And of course I am talking about the merchandise. We've had so many things to buy to represent and show our love and support to Goku in the game. In this list I'm going to show you the best things that have come out for us DBZ fans. Let's begin the list with number 10. Two-player toys. There were some creative ass toys back in the day for us kids to play with. Us kids that can't afford a console or a game to play. Or better yet, since these came out way before any good DBZ game were out, we had to get creative. And these were most definitely creative. You buy a set of about 6 DBZ characters in it. They're tiny. And then you buy a separate piece you must have, which is a little platform you put 2 characters on top of. And then, this is a little complicated to explain. The little platform you buy has, here, let me draw it out instead. It has like this little line here, and then this other little line over here. And then in between there's this little stick thing that, let's see, how do I move it? Okay, there's a little ball here and a little ball here. It like sticks out, and another one right here that just, same thing, sticks out. And then your little figures, like say you have a little Goku figure that's like this. Let me see, his upper body will be like him flexing. Underneath his foot right there, that's where you connect the piece right there. And then you have a little analog stick thing and you grab onto that. It has like, see, if this over here, the fucking stick goes like out to like that, and then it has the little handlebar, so you move him back and forth, and you twiddle these things around, and that's where the two of them will end up fighting, like in the what is it called, Rock'em Sock'em Robots type. So if you kind of understand what I mean by this explanation, then you get that it's like a 2-player game of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, where the point of the game is to knock your opponent's head off. Right here, you have to knock out your opponent from the platform. The game is fun, and even though it can only last like 2 seconds to beat your friend, it's still entertaining and creative as hell. And they even released a bunch of different sets with different characters to expand the fun. I wish I could find these so that I can demonstrate it instead of drawing it out for you. This is the only image I found to a set. If I ever find them again, I'll be sure to make a separate video in dedication to it. I bought them in Mexico about 17 years ago, so it'll take forever to get a hold of these ancient toys. Sad, sad face. Number 9. Live action play in Mexico. This happened in the late 90s in Mexico. Couldn't believe how popular Dragon Ball Z was becoming, but in Mexico it has been a huge part in our lives. Even though this didn't catch much of our attention, it was way better than that shit stain Hollywood gave us. Also, it is nostalgic, making it even more interesting to watch. I mean, look at this. These guys are busting out with some crazy ass moves for a stage act. You gotta give them credit. These are the most footage I was able to find. The entire play may not be recorded, but someone out there went to see this play in person and recorded it. Please upload it for us, the people. Number 8. Stickers! Now I'm sure you all think this is a joke, but for once I'm not kidding here. These stickers that I'm referring to are the ones in snacks and candy made by Marinela in Mexico. Another product from Mexico. Totally Mexicans love this DBZ franchise. Here, you got to buy a delicious, delightful snack, and when you finish with it, you get a reward. Yeah, you get rewarded for being such a good sport. Or a hungry motherfucker with a sticker. And not just any banana sticker, a Dragon Ball Z sticker. Yeah, they had many, and the commercials for it were great. If they ever brought them back, I'll be on the next carpool ride to Mexico. Yeah, I'd rather go by car than plane. Fucking hate planes. Number 7. If Labs figures. there are some adult collectibles that have movable limbs like action figures. Yeah, those ones are the ones made by If Labs. By now, they seem to be discontinued from what I know of. If that is true, then these figures are rare and therefore are for keeps. These figures are just as detailed as any other collectible adult figure, but the fact that you can move them around and gives them more of an advantage, so you can make them look like they're fighting or keep them standing tall looking like a badass. Number 6. The deck of cards. Ever felt like showing off your mad poker skills to your guy friends and have a royal flush with one of your winning cards being a picture of Vegeta giving them the finger? Well, these cards exist. All but the Vegeta flipping the bird, I guess. But here's yet another awesome piece of merchandise you ought to get your hands on. They made these back in the 90s, so you'll either have to go to a flea market or online to find them. Even though I'm sure everyone would rather get a pornographic deck of cards if they could choose only one, I would still prefer these. And then order some hentai poker cards online. Porn. Number 5, Yokus! I'm sure that if you're Mexican, then you know what I'm talking about here. Yokus was one of the best things that come out in, yeah, you guessed it, Mexico. You know how I mentioned that we had DBZ stickers in our candy? Well, in case we were in the mood for a bag of chips, we got Yokus in our chips. Or a Yoko. I can't remember. There were 50 Yokus to collect, and that was awesome. You can connect them and make all sorts of stuff with them. In the advertising, they tried to make a game out of it by saying, build something with your Yokos, have your friend build something with their Yokos, then make a cube with Yokos and toss that fucking cube at your friend's creation. If it falls apart, you get to keep his Yokos. It's fucking stupid. Why would anyone do that? Some ideas, guys. It's pretty good ideas. I'm gonna give you credit. You know what? Let's expand the idea of the game. Couldn't they come up with something else like build a wall, make a cube, have your friend stand behind the wall, and then chuck the cube as hard as you can to hit the freaking wall with it and break it, and then that means you become the winner if you broke his wall. And to space. I guess we can all get a little too creative with these things. You can have a lot of fun with these. I mean, think about it. Nowadays, the only good merchandise that would make you smile are those Mountain Dews with their double XP. But imagine if they got creative like you buy some Pringles and you get a mini poster of Halo. Collect all 50 of them. I'm pretty sure people would buy a shitload of Pringles. But anyways, these things kicked ass. They were only in Mexico like most of the awesome things on this list so far. We love them and we're gonna miss them. Numero 4. Collectible figures. Now, even though I said that the If Labs DBZ figures had the advantage of being better because they had movable limbs, these are still better because they made hundreds of them. I've been collecting them for years now and I still stumble onto new ones that I haven't bought yet. Maybe someday I'll have about 1,000 of these and I still won't have them all. But even though they don't move, they all do have a different pose, so you can get creative and make them look like they're doing something other than just there to look cool. So yeah, go buy them. Go nuts. Number 3. Dragon Balls. Now you can go out there and buy figures, posters, stickers, toys, and all sorts of collectible shit on DBZ, but anyone can make you look like a piece of shit if you don't goddamn Dragon Balls. It's like cosplaying as Master Chief without the helmet. Can't feel that satisfaction without owning what the title of the freaking series is. Gotta have them balls. Them Dragon Balls. Dragon scrotum. Number 2. It's over 9. Number 2 is the Scouter. The Scouter is yet another thing us DBZ fans must own. If you don't own one of these yet, and you're a so-called huge number 1 fan of the series, then get the fuck out of YouTube and buy yourself a new Scouter on eBay. And a whip. To whip your own ass with it for taking so long getting a Scouter. All jokes aside, this piece of awesomeness is a must-own. Just don't walk around with it in public. We'll make fun of you. They always do. Just saying. Unless you're in an anime convention such as myself, then bust out with your Saiyan costume and show that pride. They are sold for a good price, so don't worry about the cost. Unless you want one that's made by Microsoft Hologram, which would be so fucking epic. The Scouter kicks ass, and it's definitely a must-own for us fans. Now you know what number 1 is. Shouldn't have to make an epic introduction for the number 1 when it's so obvious what it is. If you don't know what number 1 will be, then here's number 1. Fucking video games. Yucca. Video games are obviously the best merchandise for the series. For any series, that is. There may be some bad games, but it doesn't mean there aren't any good ones out there. Number 1 is built up for the next 2 videos about DBZ. The top 10 worst games of DBZ so far, and then the top 10 best games of DBZ. I can't make that one just yet since Dragon Ball Xenoverse hasn't came out yet. I'm sure it'll end up being on the good list. If not, then I guess that would suck. Well, that's it for today's top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed the video, so put a thumbs up. And if there are any other items you think should have made a list, then just let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more of my videos, just be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will let you know when I post up a new video on my top 10 list. This is Score saying, have an awesome day.